Okay, so my agency Yocto did around $1 million in profit in 2025. And over the last few years, I've had the luck to work with over 100 companies, ranging from tiny little startups all the way to huge 9-figure companies like Half, BetterMe, Kilo Health, and many others. There is a big problem that basically nobody talks about in e-commerce, and that has to do with how you use your pop-ups. See, most of you have been led to believe that the best way to use pop-ups is to have a quick pop-up that triggers almost immediately and captures new website traffic, takes their email so that you can retarget them with email and SMS, right? But the issue with this is you have multiple different audiences landing on the website. People that are coming for the very first time and people that perhaps have placed 10 orders in the past. And it doesn't make any sense to be treating all of those visitors in the exact same way. In fact, many of those audiences you are flat out ignoring right now, whereas you could be targeting them with on-site campaigns and making way more money in the process. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. See, the secret that a lot of you miss is that you can target your pop-ups in the exact same way you target your email and SMS campaigns. Yes, I'm talking about segments. Head over to your Klaviyo pop-ups, select targeting and behavior, head over to targeting, and then you have this option here that says show to specific profiles in a list or segment, which then allows you to include and exclude certain segments, just like you do for email and SMS campaigns. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because you want to have different pop-ups nudging different segments to different goals. Of course, you want to have your main pop-up, which you probably already have, collecting email and SMS, but why not have a second pop-up that target those that have given you their email but haven't placed an order? In other words, they've signed up for the coupon that you're giving to nudge that first purchase, they didn't place that order, and then they are back to the website one more time. You can use a pop-up to show them the coupon code again so that you can then nudge them to get that first purchase that matters so much in e-commerce. And if you think about it, that's just one of many different things you can do with on-site campaigns. In this video, I'll show you 5 different pop-ups that you should be having on your website. And I promise you, if you implement what I say in this video, you're gonna make way more money in 2026. Pop-up number 1 is the new visitors pop-up, which most of you already have. It's a standard e-commerce pop-up. You give some sort of incentive in exchange for a user's email, and then you can also collect SMS and WhatsApp. Or, like in this case, you can also collect zero-party data, what got them interested in the brand in this particular case. I have a video on this channel that explains how you can recreate a pop-up like this from point zero using Klaviyo's built-in pop-up builder. Most of you have this already though. So let's go to the next pop-up. This is, by the way, the most fundamental pop-up that you should have. So if you don't have this, find the video in this YouTube channel and recreate the pop-up that I'll show you how to create in that video for your brand. If you don't have this, this is the most fundamental step. It's how you collect emails and add people to your Klaviyo account. The next pop-up, however, which we call the double tap pop-up, is slightly different, and most of you actually don't have this. We call this the double tap pop-up, and it's essentially a pop-up that triggers later on in the new visitor journey. So this is still new visitors. These are profiles that Klaviyo is not able to identify. The reason why you want to have this is because you basically have 2 types of new visitors landing on the website. You have those that are a little bit impulsive and will immediately sign up on that first pop-up, and you have those that need a little bit more time to consume more information on your product page or your landing page until they're happy to give you their email in exchange for an incentive. So the way you set this up is that you basically have it trigger with time delay that's longer than the first pop-up. In this case, it's 35 seconds. In your case, it might be 60 seconds. And then after they've scrolled a certain amount, and then when they are exiting the page. The exit intent will only trigger on the desktop version. On mobile, it will trigger when somebody scrolls up rapidly. So it's not really exit intent, but it will still capture more users than without the exit intent being there. And if you have those 2 pop-ups, you have basically all you need to convert new traffic, new visitors that Klaviyo is not able to identify into subscribers. Now, this third pop-up is something that almost nobody watching this video will be using. We call this the identifiable and unreachable profiles pop-up. Now, what does this mean? It means that this pop-up will trigger for profiles that Klaviyo is able to identify on the website that you can't target. That's what unreachable means. And here's how this works. You have people showing interest in your brand, giving you their email, giving you their SMS, that are then over time losing interest and unsubscribing and no longer fall within the pool of people that you can target to your campaigns. If, however, they go back to your website, they are in a way raising their hands and saying, we're interested again, right? So this pop-up targets this profile, which your regular pop-ups won't. Why? Because your regular pop-ups only target profiles that Klaviyo can't identify. This targets profiles that Klaviyo can identify that you can't reach through your campaigns. And I know you probably don't know how to set this up, so I'm going to show you. This is how you target this pop-up. You create a segment that includes people that cannot receive email and text marketing and haven't received an email or SMS in a tight recency window. Why? Because you don't want, of course, to have them resubscribe soon after they unsubscribed. It's probably not going to be something that they want to do. So you want to give them space. In this case, it's just 1 day, but in your case, it could be 7 days or 30 days or whichever other time frame you feel most comfortable with. And if you do this, you will see people subscribing again and being added back to your list for free. Basically, right? That those are people that are interested that you would not be targeting in any other way otherwise. So it's totally incremental as an audience. This is a pop-up that triggers for those that Klaviyo can identify, meaning they've already given you their email and haven't placed an order. In other words, identifiable and prospects. And in this case, we have countdown timer to kind of nudge people to act quickly, and then we're giving them a coupon code. And there's basically 2 main ways you could be doing this. You could be doing this like in this example where you have a coupon that's larger than the regular incentive that you would be giving on your main pop-up. The idea being that if they sign up for the first coupon, but then they don't place an order, you want to give them a little bit of an extra push so that they do get that first purchase done and you push them over the line, if you will. Or you can just have the original coupon that they signed up for be like shown to them again so that they remember they still have it, because it can happen, right? Like you can sign up for emails and then life happens and you forget to use the coupon and then you go back to the website and you don't know where to find the coupon, etc. Boom, you want to give it to them again so that they are able to utilize this. And you would be doing this again through a segment. It would include prospects that have completed a certain, like, I don't know, have started the checkout in the last 7 days or whatever the definition could be in your case. I'll show you an example just so that you have a reference. Placed an order 0 times, opened or clicked an email in the last 3 days, active on site in the last 3 days, started checkout, added to cart, etc. Like this is basically signals that these people are interested. And then boom, you show them this to get them over the edge. Now, what you can do if you want to be a little bit more advanced and if you want to make sure that you're not showing this to many people, you can exclude certain UTMs from seeing this pop-up. You could, for example, exclude Klaviyo UTMs so that you only show this to people that haven't clicked through an email that you've sent. So you may want to show this only to organic traffic, right? Like you may only want to show this to paid traffic. It really will depend on the brand. But the idea here is that you can have this extra nudge to convert this traffic that has shown interest but hasn't actually converted just yet. Obviously, you can do the exact same thing with customers, just like you have the pop-up that targets prospects that haven't placed an order. You can have a pop-up that targets customers that have placed an order to try and get them to place that second order after a certain period of time has passed. And on top of this, it's not just about getting people to purchase, even though let's not be kidding, it's e-commerce. We, at the end of the day, do want people to place that order. You can also get them to give you consent for other marketing channels. For example, they may sign up for email, but they don't sign up for text. You can have a pop-up targets that cohort of people, email subscribers that haven't given text consent, asking to get text consent. You can have pop-ups that ask people to go to your subscribe and save page because they've placed 3 orders and they are not on a subscription, which means they're probably missing out and that they could be having a better and more affordable experience by subscribing. So the possibilities really are endless. The key takeaway from this video is that you have multiple audiences landing on your website, and it makes precisely 0 sense to be having this single master pop-up that most of you have and ignoring all of those other audiences. Implement the ideas that I showed you in this video and I promise you, you're gonna make way more money in 2026. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe. I promise you, every single video I publish will teach you at least one thing that you haven't seen before.